I just love Spirit of Life. All you FUUFers singing along together. I'm one of them, so it makes me feel very special too. So thank you, Kamala and Lanny, for putting that together for us. And welcome to the Florence Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Sally Watts, and it's my pleasure to lead this service with you today. I have Katherine with us, and Jay and Ray. We're a lean group, but we're going to have some fun, okay? First off, I want to thank Jim Negri, who contacted me last week and offered his most excellent help on my communications team. You should have received our first midweek newsletter on the 23rd, and we're aiming for every Wednesday at noon thereafter. It will contain our calendar of events, our birthdays, our flyers, announcements, things that just can't be all crammed into a Sunday e-blast. So that's going to come out every Wednesday at noon. And then on Sunday, you'll get the regular Sunday service with the YouTube, the video, the recordings, the Zoom meeting, and any last-minute announcements that we'd like to share. So thank you, Jim, for that. Big time. I appreciate it. Next Sunday, Dr. Dean Schrock returns for a program he calls Let Your Imagination Go. And the month of January has a theme of imagination, so this will be very timely, right? Also, Dean is hosting his first Tuesday meditation at 5:15 on January 5th on Zoom. All are welcome to come. Details in the midweek newsletter. So, Ray, do we have a board meeting coming up on January 13th?
We do.
Good. 3:30. Anyone's invited to come, just let us know so we can send you a Zoom invite. So I hope you are all having a good holiday season as you can through these challenging times. 2021 is just a few days away, and hopefully we can put 2020 behind us. Finally, our Zoom happy hour begins at 5 p.m. with Jay Gutler as your host. We hope Katherine will be with us so you can all talk about your Burning Bulls experience. I would welcome, if there's no other announcements, I would like to move into the lighting of our chalice flame. Your candle at home and ours at FUUF. Katherine's going to come forward. I'm going to share a reading that Ann Lathrop sent to us. It's a poem by Reverend Howard Thurman, who preached at a UU church in San Francisco when Ann met him in the 80s. I will light candles this holiday season, candles of joy despite all sadness, candles of hope where despair keeps watch, candles of courage for fears ever present, candles of peace for tempest-tossed days, candles of grace to ease heavy burdens, candles of love to inspire all the living, candles that will burn all year long. So thank you for that. I invite Katherine to come forward. She's going to turn down the heat we've got over here so we don't drown out the recording. She's going to share her joys and concerns that we have, and then she's going to introduce today's program, which, by the way, is Katherine. Come on.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a very good Christmas.
Yes.
Or however you celebrate the holidays. I have quite a few things today. We do joys and concerns to help us stay connected, in the flow with each other, to know that even though we can't gather here, we are one. We are meaningful to each other, always. So it's like a little bit of news now that I do instead of other people coming up here. But this is what I have today. The first joy is Nins and Brooks' invocation on Zoom yesterday, or a couple days ago actually. It was, and Sally, thank you, she's going to put a shell in for each one.
Yes.
It was fantastic. The two of them did such a great job. I think there were about 100 people on the Zoom.
Really?
And it was lovely. That was a joy, and it was a great way to start the holiday season. There will be something else coming up from both of them, another invocation of sorts, in February. So stay tuned, we'll have the information. The second is a concern. Lori Robertson, a longtime member of FUUF, someone that many of you know, does have COVID. So my little announcement yesterday, last week rather, that no one in our community has gotten it, no one in our congregation, well, that is not the case anymore. She contacted it apparently from one of her caregivers that comes from outside. And so our prayers and all of our good affirmations, every kindness we can project onto you, Lori, we're doing now.
Yeah.
Did you drop a shell for her? Yes.
I've got a very special one right here.
Oh, good. Now this next one started out as a concern and it goes into a joy. Xana Robertson's brother in Southern California contacted COVID. And she was very concerned, of course, and he is recovering nicely.
Good. Yeah.
So he is going to recover, and you know, I like when those concerns kind of move into the joy category.
Yep. Big one.
Great. Jude Craddock, from what I understand, may still need help walking her dog. She contacted someone else that does some of the care committee duties and calls, and Patty was going to go over and do that. So I think that's still an issue, that if anyone is in the Coast Village area and would like to walk a dog, contact her. If you don't have her number, contact me. My number is on the FUUF website, correct?
It's in the newsletter.
It's in the newsletter even. Okay, great. And I will give you the information. All right? Thank you, Shell, for her.
What kind of a dog does she have?
I'm not sure.
It's a medium.
Oh, it's little.
Is
Okay,
it an ankle biter?
No.
Let's put one in for the dog.
It's a well-behaved dog.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Let's see, the next is our ongoing, a really big, beautiful, the most special one you can bring in there.
For Bruce?
For Bruce.
For Bruce.
For Bruce Yelly. On his end game journey right now. He's at the end game. We love him so much. He is the most incredible hugger. I haven't been able to have, although I cheated when I saw him a couple months ago.
You did not.
We did. We were all wrapped up and we turned away, and I just had to have one last hug from that big, beautiful being. We love you, Bruce. This is out to your family as well.
Yep.
What a life journey you're on.
Yeah.
It's really astounding. Thank you for being part of our lives. Really, thank you for being a part of our lives. I have a concern. An old friend of mine, her name is Barbara Yurchek. I've known her for 30 years from the Esalen days. An incredible gourmet cook. You know, with the kitchen there, we didn't have too many gourmet cooks, you know. She was one of them. Well, now she's in her end game, and she today had a surgery to have a feeding tube in. It's just kind of ironic. She will never be able to taste all that glorious cooking. And I love you so much, Barbara. So if anyone can spare, any of you cooks out there that know what that's like, spare an affirmation for just her, you know, her journey being easy right now, easing out, really easing out.
I have one joy, I'll share when you have a second.
Okay. Well, I have one here, Lori Severance, okay? This is a joy. Her son Luke has come home. Let's put one in for both of them.
One for Luke.
Son Lori. Okay.
Okay.
He has come home from the Navy, and he's going to be here a couple of months until his retirement date. And he is then retired from the Navy, and I'm sure she is ecstatic to have him home. Really, what a great holiday gift for both of you. Shout out to Lori. Hi. I think that's it for me. You have one?
I do. Can I share it real quick?
You bet.
So I shared a couple of years ago when I reunited with my 50th high school reunion friends, and we've been traveling around about for a couple of years now. Everybody has been, because it's been 3 years. Well, I just got reunited with a group of architects who I worked with when I lived in Denver, and this goes back 40 years. And I just talked to Ruben, who I haven't spoken to for 35 years today. We spent 35 minutes on the phone, reconnecting, talking about all the quirky people that worked there, and I've got a new family of friends. I worked for Skidmore, Owings, and Merrill. We used to call each other SOMers, sort of like FUUFers. So my joy is to be able to reconnect with these extraordinary architects and their families. So that's my big joy.
Great. I will put a shell right in. Thank you. Let's put a couple.
Okay.
Another.
Okay, good.
And Sally, maybe put another couple of shells in for anyone that I have forgotten. It's just something I don't know. Maybe there's information out there we just don't know at the moment. But we miss you and love you.
Yes.
And you are in our hearts and minds. Absolutely. Well, while I'm up here, I'm going to continue on and introduce the program for today. So it's me doing our annual burning bowl. I decided to do it on a video so I could be outside, and you will see them shortly. I want to just say, if you want to follow along with me on the video, please have a fireproof bowl, maybe metal or something, in front of you, and some strips of paper and a pencil that you can write your missives on and put them in the fire at the end. I also want to say, I say it in the video as well, but if you would like to be here between noon and 1, I will have an active burning bowl today going on here. I can take them from the car, you can step out of your car and put it in yourself, however you want to do it. Thank you.
Good morning. It's time again for our burning bowl ceremony. It has been suggested to me that this year, 2020, warrants a burn barrel or possibly a dumpster to accommodate all we may want to leave behind. Collectively and personally, it has certainly been an interesting and unique year, at least in my memory of years. It seemed no one escaped this apparent universal cosmic upheaval. Everyone on the planet was touched in some manner. On the world stage, this year seems to have covered it all. Drama, out-of-control villains, hidden agendas, earth-shattering convulsions on many levels, and great sadness and loss. And also, amazingly compassionate heroes. The best aspect of humanity, called up and delivered. And we have been reminded repeatedly that love is the answer. Personally, we have missed each other and miss each other still. I have been told in the beginning of our forced lockdown and quarantining that the self-identified introverts have been waiting for society to slow down to their level of input for a long time. "I've got this," seemed to be their motto. But I suspect even the most stoic isolate has dreamed of being hugged or just smiled at after all this time. Or maybe that's just my extroverted sensualist nature talking. I sure do miss crowding around for a circle hug and sitting so close to someone at church that I can almost feel their breathing. So, the contents and context of your burning bowl may have a very different thought process this year. The burning bowl ceremony is practiced in some form by many religious denominations and spiritual groups. Fire is portrayed as a symbol of wisdom, knowledge, passion, and purification. It has echoes from the earth-based pagan cultures as well as all indigenous cultures. We do rituals in order to create a safe resting place for our most complicated feelings of trauma or joy. So we don't have to haul these feelings, these apparent burdens, as they are sometimes, that feel as heavy as boulders or as unattainable as unrequited love, into the next chapter of living. How do we move forward into the coming year as the next best version of ourselves? How do we live, really live, these hard-won conclusions of our self-inquiry? By giving ourselves a clear, or at least clearer path of devotion to our true natures and what really matters in our hearts. We've all had times this year, and sometimes, unfortunately, times this year to think, and sometimes, unfortunately, to ruminate in the middle of the night on what might have been if this pandemic, this relationship, this repeated self-destructive urge, this missed opportunity or missed meeting with the love of our life had or had not happened. All of it. Anything that keeps us back from our freedom and innocence to start again, prepare to put it in the fire of transformation. If you wrote down these missives previously, gather them to your heart. These ideas, these obsessions or habits meant something to you, or they wouldn't have rented so much space in your psyche. Those who want to take some time now and get quiet and write something down, do so while we listen to this musical interlude. this fire help us to shed every old skin, every outworn pattern. O beautiful universal elements and divine patterns of the eternal heart of creation, unite with us in our renewal, our ongoing transformation. Make us a stitch in the beautiful pattern of the fabric of this new year. Ignite our courage in all our crossings. May our inner life and our outer actions match. No more hiding. Our spirits are all breathtakingly beautiful. And so it is. I'll finish with a passage from the Course of Miracles. I rest in spirit, unshaken by the world's appearances. You are all sending a message to life, about life, through your own life lived. The question is, what is the message you are sending? Thank you for joining me today in this prayer of release and regeneration. I will be present at FUUF today between 12 and 1 with the burning bowl. If you feel like driving by and handing me your lists to put in the collective bowl yourself, or put them in the collective bowl yourself. Kind of like a drive-by ceremony. Interesting times call for interesting solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Catherine. I think your videographer was Deborah Larson?
Correct.
Bless her. She had such patience dealing with you. I tell you, I could tell. That was great. You created a really lovely tradition for us. But my question is what's a missive? I have to write my missives down. I have to look up the word missive to know what I'm writing down.
A written note.
A written note. I'm going to do a written note. Bring lots of them to FUUF at noon and drop off my missives in her burning bowl. So, and you'll be on our Zoom call at 5?
I will.
Okay, excellent. Today is our last request to you to contribute to our community partner, Florence Habitat for Humanity. You've been most generous this month and November, and the folks at Habitat will appreciate your continued support today. Our humble church, FUUF, will also appreciate your financial offering as we close out the first half of our fiscal year. It's already been 6 months that we have been meeting virtually in this particular fiscal year. We encourage all who gather with us virtually to give generously to the church that we hope fills your heart and soul with our continued commitment to bring you special Sunday messages and ministerial support. We also hope you get a chuckle or two when we have some fun here, laughing at each other, okay?
With each other.
Lift, what is that, lift? With, right. Oh, no, I was laughing at you. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at you all the time. So, seriously, at any convenient time, you can make your contribution to Habitat or FUUF. You can visit our website and click on the donate button. Done. You can mail us a check. P.O. Box 2502, Florence 97439. You can designate how much you want to go to Habitat and how much you want to go to FUUF, and we will take care of it. Actually, your treasurer will, and your treasurer is, well, me, so I'll make sure I take care of it. So as we move forward with our offering here at FUUF and at your home, repeat after me. Divine love through me.
Divine love through me.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
Blesses and multiplies all that I am.
All that I have.
All that I have.
And all that I receive.
And all that I receive.
I am prosperous now.
I am prosperous now.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Thank you. We're going to extinguish the flame. I invite you at home to extinguish your flame as Catherine comes forward to extinguish our flame. These words are adapted from what Reverend Elizabeth has shared with us. In this moment, as we enter longer days and shorter nights, blessed be, we extinguish the light of our chalice flame and recall the light which is precious, and we carry it forth in our hearts as the blessings of this season. So we're going to close with our peace song, and I'm going to ask Ray if he would please play Jeff Lovejoy's rendition of our peace song as you enjoy this at home. I'll be right back. Our peace song. I hope you come see Katherine at noon, and we hope to see you on the Zoom call at 5. And let's just prepare for a wonderful New Year celebration and a Happy New Year 2021.